Welcome back to the Olympus Report, Demigods, Monsters, and Gods Alike. With Percy Jackson and the Olympians Season 1 being nominated for 16 Emmys, the future of the Riordanverse sure does seem bright. So it got me thinking, which characters am I most excited to hopefully see one day brought to the screen? Well, here's my top 10 picks. Number 10. Sadie Kane. This one is actually really close to becoming a reality. The Kane Chronicles is being adapted and is in pre-production over at Disney Studios. Sadie is one of my favorite parts of the Kane Chronicles, and I desperately need to see her sass and wit brought to the screen. I think the key to bringing Sadie to life is making sure that her actress works really well with whoever is going to play Carter. These two in the books are always bickering and bouncing off each other, but underneath it all, you can see the love they have for each other. And for the Kane Chronicles to be a success, this definitely needs to be portrayed well on screen. Number 9. Magnus Chase. With Percy Jackson and the Kane Chronicles both getting adaptations, Magnus Chase is really the only last main series of the Riordanverse that still needs one. The issue is Magnus Chase takes place after the Heroes of Olympus and features an older Percy and an older Annabeth. So we'd have to get through all 5 seasons of Percy Jackson and another 5 seasons of Heroes of Olympus before we could ever see Magnus brought to the screen. But I can still hope and dream. I would love to see Magnus brought to life. His kindness, his sass, and his warmth. These stories are so fun and I can't wait to see them, especially Magnus and Jack's dynamic brought to life. Number 8. Will Solis. Does Will technically count considering we kinda got a live action adaptation of him? I'm just kidding, but we may actually be closer to a live action Will than we think. In The Sun and the Star, it's revealed that Will actually treated Nico when he first came to camp. And I personally think with the popularity of Solangelo, they may want to set that up earlier than later, even if it's one interaction. I think it would be a really cool Easter egg to include in Season 3, plus Will is just a super awesome character and I want to see him brought to life as soon as possible. But even if we don't introduce him in Season 3, Will is in Book 5, The Last Olympian. So whether or not we ever actually make it to the Heroes of Olympus, we will see Will, and I cannot wait to see this literal ball of sunshine brought to life. Number 7. Frank Zhang. I cannot even begin to explain how badly I need a Heroes of Olympus TV series. Like, my soul literally craves it. I loved Percy Jackson, but the Heroes of Olympus is what made me obsessed. I care and love for every single member of the 7, and it would be a dream to see them in live action, or even animation. Starting with Frank, because if we get Frank, then we get Camp Jupiter, and I would love to see that brought to life. Plus, Frank is such an underappreciated character, so maybe seeing him in live action, he would get more recognition. Plus, how cool would it be to see him transform into a dragon? Number 6. Hazel Levesque. Can't have Frank without Hazel. To me, Hazel is one of the most intriguing members of the 7, and I would really love to see her realized in a series. I'd be really interested to see the way they pull off her flashbacks. I think it would make for great visual storytelling. Would they dedicate one episode to it, or would they interweave it throughout the season? Hazel is such a fun, interesting, and kind character. And hopefully one day we can see an actress bring this kindness to life. Hazel, like all the members of the 7, has incredible character development, and I would love to watch that journey in a visual media. Number 5. Hearthstone. Another reason I'd love to get a Magnus Chase adaptation is I don't think enough people appreciate or even know about these stories. The Riordanverse is so much more than Percy Jackson, and a character that doesn't get enough love, Hearthstone. I love Hearthstone. He's my favorite character from Magnus Chase, and I truly think he's the unsung hero of the series. Plus, this would be a huge step for representing disabilities in mainstream media. seeing as Hearthstone is deaf. And maybe bringing him to the screen would encourage more people to learn ASL. I think I would actually cry if I ever saw Hearthstone brought to life. I would even take an animated series if it made it possible. Number 4. Piper McLean. Piper is one of my absolute favorite characters, and I need to see her brought to life. Like many characters on this list, I would love to see her represent a group of people usually overlooked. Plus, Piper will show so many girls that they can be strong. Don't let stereotypes stop you from being the best you. I'd love to see Piper kick butt on my screen, and I'd really love to see how they would accomplish her charm speed. I yearn for the day I get to see Piper on a bus that says Wilderness School. And of course, she'd have some companions on that bus. Number 3. Jason Grace. Can't have Piper without Jason. Can you tell that I really want a Heroes of Olympus adaptation? Honestly, I would probably die if I ever saw all 7 demigods of the prophecy on my TV screen. And that 7, of course, includes Jason. I simply do not understand the hate Jason gets in this fandom. He is the furthest thing from boring. He brought a mystery with him, a whole new race of demigods, and a whole new camp. I'd love to see him come to life, flying through the air and summoning lightning. And maybe seeing him on a screen may help others finally come over to Team Jason. But mostly I want to see Jason, because if we see Jason, that means we're getting a Heroes of Olympus adaptation. It all started with Jason. Number 2. Nico D'Angelo. I don't think I'm alone on this one. The fandom has been waiting to see everyone's favorite son of Hades brought to life since the movies were canceled in 2013, and we were robbed. A truly iconic character that means so much to so many and is so important in the universe, it's honestly hard to believe we haven't had him on our screens with how impactful he's been. Can you imagine the power he'll have when he's actually real and we can see him in real time? And we're so close to it actually happening, I can taste it. I hope you guys don't take this the wrong way, but I cannot wait to watch this 10-year-old boy's heart get crushed. Number 1. Leo Valdez. I need Leo Valdez in some form of visual media. I need it more than I need air in my lungs. Am I over-exaggerating? No, not really. I need to see Leo form a fireball. I need to see Leo fiddle with nuts and bolts. I need to see Leo smirk. I need to see Leo find Festus. I need to see Leo cry over Festus's broken body. I need Leo Valdez. Not want, need. I want to laugh, cry, and cheer with this son of Hephaestus. And like I mentioned before, Leo would mean Festus. And who doesn't want to see a giant bronze dragon on their TV screens? Which character would you like to see brought to life from the Riordanverse? Let me know down in the comments below. But until next time, I'm signing off. And please, as always, stay safe.